Tinnitus is basically a fake noise that you hear that's not a noise in the real world. For example, a high-pitched ringing. So if you have a high-pitched ringing that stays there, that's probably tinnitus. I see a lot of people who have tinnitus who are very concerned and they're taking off time from work and disrupting their lives. And actually what you want to do is be your regular self. Go to work, do your usual things, do the activities you like, and before you know it, you won't even be thinking about the tinnitus anymore. I'm Justin Golub. I'm an associate professor of otolaryngology at Columbia University Irving Medical Center. Tinnitus can be many things. It can be literally any sound that's not a real sound. The most common type of tinnitus is this high-pitched, steady ringing, or sometimes people describe it as bells, or a static or a hissing sound, and that noise is actually not a noise in the real world. Tinnitus does not always mean hearing loss. It sometimes means you have hearing loss, which is why it's good to get your hearing tested if you have loud tinnitus or tinnitus that doesn't go away or one-sided tinnitus. For most people, tinnitus is transient. In fact, everyone will experience tinnitus at some point in their lives. If you go to a loud concert, you may have tinnitus after. As long as it goes away or it's not one-sided, it's probably going to be fine. I often tell people don't think about your tinnitus, but it's easier said than done because the moment I say that, people will think about their tinnitus more. But if you don't make a concerted effort to think about it, it will generally drift away. People tend to notice tinnitus more when it's quiet, so it's often more annoying when you're trying to go to sleep because most people sleep in a quiet environment. And so the solution to that is to put in just a little bit of background noise when you're trying to sleep, like turn on a fan or some music or put on a static sound. White noise is often helpful for drowning out any sound that you don't like. There are certain things that can make tinnitus worse. In general, anything that will amp up your nervous system will make it worse, like caffeine or stress or anxiety. So one of the first things we always tell people when they have tinnitus is to manage any anxiety that they have. There's not really a cure for tinnitus itself. There's no magic pill that will just erase the tinnitus. If you have hearing loss and we treat the hearing loss, that can often help with tinnitus. For a lot of people though, they just have tinnitus, and for that, it's best to have a balanced lifestyle. Be healthy, eat right, exercise, focus on your work, focus on your family, distract yourself from focusing on the tinnitus, and before you know, it'll just be there in the background and won't bother you.